there's this beautiful girl you see, but you just don't know what to say. Like, oh, what am I going to say? It's going to be boring as all my conversations with girls. So you end up going to her, which is good, but then you end up having the same boring ass conversations as with all girls you ever talked with. And you're like, why? What's going on? What's the deal? So I had the same problems. Whenever I talked with girls, they were like uninterested, always told me, oh, we should stay friends. Or they just left. Not a very nice feeling. But since I applied these following tips I'm just going to share with you, my conversations with not only girls, but with people in general got skyrocketed. It was here, and now it's moon level. So stay tuned, apply these following tips, and it will change who you are. So let's begin. Tip number 1. What I see most people do is they just play it too safe. They don't dare anything. They don't risk anything because they just want the girl to like them. That is very needy. Yeah, they're doing that from a very needy point of view. They try to force the girl to like them just because they bend their personality to what they think the girl will like, which is wrong. You as a confident man should stand up for what you like and what you love, and don't bend to anybody's want. So the first thing I want you to change is how you actually ask questions. You should think about what really interests you and not what you think the girl is interested in. For example, you talk to a girl and you ask her, hey, what you doing for a job? And then she says, I work as a lawyer. And then what most people do is like, oh cool, a lawyer, yeah. Cool, I have watched Law and Order, so yeah, I know a little bit, I could be your partner. No, for me, lawyers are just boring. So I just met recently a girl who studied law, and I said, damn, you're so cute and you do such boring stuff. Why? And then she laughed, because that's just my opinion. I think that is boring, reading all these articles the whole day. I don't know what they're doing. But I just told that in a funny and charming way. She laughed and said, oh no, it's not that boring. And then you could go into, why is it not boring? What drives you? So the first thing is that you should dare things. You should not play it too safe like all the other guys. And that automatically comes when you already approach a lot of girls and you get away from that neediness, because you realize that you can meet girls whenever you like and wherever you are, and you're not playing it safe anymore, because no matter what happens, you know, I just can go out and meet another woman again. It's as easy as that. So that's for point number 1. Before we get to point number 2, I just quickly need to go to the gym. So join me.
Two hours later.
Oh, yeah. Alright. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is fuck small talk and make deep talk. Nobody likes that. Oh, how's the weather today? Oh yeah. Blue. Yeah, nice. Have you read the news? Yeah, there's something happening again. That's boring. A conversation is about finding out the interesting things about your person you're talking to. You need to dig for the interesting parts. What's their hobbies? And why? What are they doing it? And why? What moves them? What drives them? What drives them? What moves them in life? If the girl you're talking to is interested in horses, ask her, why are you interested in horses? And maybe she will answer, yeah, horses are cute, but... And then you need to dig a little bit more. You need to find out what moves them. And then she will probably ask something like, yeah, when I was young, I was already... all the time I was watching these horse movies, these shows, and there were horses in it, and I loved that. I also wanted to be a horse girl, and I then drove all the way to the next farm and hung out with the horses all the time. And that, when you ride the horse, that gives me such a freedom. And then you can add on to that with something similar that moves you and drives you. And then you have a connection, not through a hobby maybe, but you share a passion for something. And that's so attractive. So you need to dig. That sounds weird, but you need to dig into the soul and heart of a person to really find out what moves them and why. And then you have an amazing conversation with feelings and emotions and fun, and you get hyped up. And then you have sex. And the third part about this tip video is you should not be a dick. Yeah? I see most people falling into very extreme categories where either they talk too much and nobody likes to be around a person that talks so much about themselves, and the other category is they don't talk at all. They only want to find out something about the woman, which is okay, because yeah, of course you want to know something about the woman, but the woman also wants to know something about you. So the dynamic between you and the girl should be around 50-50. Yeah, you should talk 50% and then the girl should talk 50%, but that's just a rough estimation. If the girl is very shy, you maybe need to talk a little bit more so she gets more comfortable with you, but you should keep it round about 50-50. And another thing is that you should always think about, okay, what can I add in terms of value? What can I add to the other person's life? And with that, I don't mean money or whatever. I mean character traits. What is so unique about you that you can add to the other person? Maybe you're very funny. Maybe you're very smart and you have a lot of knowledge. Maybe you just have a good time and you can make people have a good time and just enjoy their life and enjoy the moment. So you need to think about, okay, what can I add to the conversation? And with the point, fuck small talk, I don't mean you should just evaporate the... And with the point, fuck small talk, I don't mean you should just completely miss out on small talk. No, that's also have a space in the conversation to get the ball rolling, to get to know each other. I mean, you just met that person probably. But if you keep the conversation completely small talk, you're not having a connection with that person. And a deeper connection is very important to build trust, which then leads to something more serious or more fun, if you know what I mean. So small talk also has its standing in a conversation, but deep talk is also very important to really find out, to really create a strong connection with that person you're talking to. And if you listen carefully, you will realize that this not only works with women only, that works with everybody. No matter who you talk to, you can create a strong connection with them by just applying these 3 tips I just talked about. Yeah, just focus on interesting things you are really interested in. Fuck small talk and make deep talk. Focus on deep talk, and don't be a dick. Yeah, nobody likes to be around person that are just an asshole. Yeah, and it's pretty easy, and you don't have to be the crazy performer who just all the time and draws the attention like crazy extrovert. No, you can just be... It's rather better to be normal than too crazy outgoing. So the most important thing probably is about you should have fun and really enjoy the conversation. Yeah, and don't freak out if something is not working, because there are people out there that you're just not able to create a connection. Yeah, you cannot force a connection. And there are people out there that have different opinions than you, have a different humor than you, and these all as well flow into the conversation. So you cannot force this. But if you have like a base that is pretty similar with humor and interests, using these 3 tips, you can build a very, very deep connection with the person you're talking to. So try it out, go outside, approach girls, and stay brave. Goodbye.